he wears these blankets. We both do. We have them on our chairs, and they short-circuited his his headphones. So just the static electricity and all that good stuff. So, but we're back, and now you can hear him. So hello, Tony.
Hello?
Welcome to the land of the living.
Yes. Or at least the land of the operating.
Yeah, the land of the operating. So we're gonna do a little bit of backtracking because um, we couldn't hear you. So what are you working on?
I was trying to fix some of the mastery, just like descriptions, because they have a whole bunch of crap that we don't want in it. And so I am currently trying to see what the deal is and why it's just getting messed up.
Right. Okay. And then I'm gonna zoom in too, quite a bit, see if we can see some of the good stuff you're working on.
And we're simultaneously going to fix some of the menu clipping that we see with lots of the like info menus and selecting weapons and items and stuff. So we're going to do that. Both should be relatively easy fixes.
Nice.
It was the headphones that were the harder fix.
Yeah, you did everything right this time, and it was still freaking out. So, but you did everything right. So, but we're glad you're back.
So first I'm just going to set up some units with some extra stuff so that I can test out these menus.
And Rose's, audience is saying yes, headphones are hard. True statement.
Okay. So first I'll show you what I'm talking about. So I can say all these things, right? But it doesn't mean anything if you can't see what's going on. For example, we're attacking with Gaul, and you can see there's this clipping here. There's menus that are meshing up with each other, and we don't want that. So we're going to go to part of where that menu is controlled and see if we can fix it. We're going to move it off to the side here because we have a nice little thing that lets us edit on the fly.
And I'm gonna go ahead and full screen ya. So here we go, you guys. Just gonna switch things around for you. There we go. And for the
Okay.
oh, sorry.
No, that's all right. Go for it.
For those in the Discord, you aren't seeing any changes. This is just changes in YouTube live right now.
Are they able to see the... Okay, that's probably good enough. Okay. So this is where the code is at. So right here, it's saying Y start. Y start is where it wants to start drawing this box here on the right that shows all these weapons that Gaul has. So originally when I made these, I just thought, okay, well, I'll set it in the middle and then I'll have it go up by half of the size of the box. But we want to do this. We want to click on this and we're going to use clamping. So we're and then so we're going to clamp. This is the value we want to clamp, and we're going to set a min and max value.
Gotcha. Okay. I'm gonna zoom in even more, actually. All right.
So the minimum height is going to be this global variable I recently made, which is basic info height, which is the width of, or rather the height of this this basic info stuff, right? So it's going to be, that's the minimum, so it can't ever go past that value. The maximum needs to be um, above it. We don't want it to be down here either, just drawn into nowhere. So we're going to set the maximum value to be the total screen height minus the box's width. Okay, and if we save it, it should update. Look at that. So now it shows that it's drawing them and it's not clashing up with. We back out, do attack again, and we can see that it's drawn just fine. But eventually, we're going to have too many items that show up, so we will have to have some kind of slider that lets us scroll down and continue to pick more items. But that will be for another time. Because right now, there's no one in your team who can have more than 6 items, I think. Although you could, I guess that's not true, but um, we don't have enough time to do that just yet. And so we're going to do that with a few other things, namely the item here, same thing, having the same problems. So we're going to go to item choice here, and it's going to be the same dealio. So we have Y start here.
And I'm going to zoom in even more. I'm even having trouble seeing. Just FYI.
All right, so we fix that for now. And I know that they probably have the same problem with the few other menus. So we're going to do that. Probably the ability menu. That's why I gave Frenia a ton of abilities. Yeah. Oh, interesting. Didn't do it this time. Okay. Well, let's find out why it's not doing this. So, this is action. Okay. Yeah, all right. That makes sense.
Alright, I zoomed in as much as I can. It's still a little blurry, so apologize, you guys, but I think we get the gist of it.
Hopefully.
Yeah, because we can make out, you know, the variables and kind of the if statements there. Um, you know, we won't be able to see everything, but you know, it is.
This is what's fixed now. It's no longer clipping. So I'm doing this for all the potential ones that have a bunch of options that might get too far. So
Huh.
yeah, so before it was clipping through this upper one and it was drawing underneath, which wasn't a too big of a deal, but if you have enough items, it would have caused it to just like not be able to see anything. And you want to be able to see like which, you know, abilities you're switching to. Or items for that matter. So there were a few. There was the attack. So pretty much it was all these item choice menus. So like this guy here was clipping, but it's not anymore. But we will run into problems where it's going to eventually hit this bottom. It's going to max out anyways, and it's going to have issues. So we're going to have to eventually uh, not only clamp this box size here, but add scroller bars to it so that you can scroll up and down between these in case you have like more than, in this case, like 7 options.
Right, right, right.
But for now, we're doing quick fixes just so people don't have like weird issues with the menus and such. Another thing I wanted to kind of do maybe is move this basic info box here to draw over the top of this um, so that when you're looking at, say, an item, you can see not only its stats, but also like you can see like what the stats of the item are, right? But also see what's changing your stats up here, which it just gets too cramped.
Okay. Gotcha. Check.
So the way I think I'm going to do that is it's going to be a little tricky because I think yeah, so for the most part, even there it's crossing up too much. Trouble I'm just finding is that lots of these things are too squashed. Like there's just not enough room. And that either means I need to redo some of these menus or just remove some. Namely, like, I don't need this up here necessarily. But I tested lots of these out on a different resolution a long time ago. And so they've grown a little outdated. But that was a relatively easy fix for now. That at least helps a bit. So we're going to see what the deal is with these mastery tooltips. And I believe I saved the position. Yeah, so we need to figure out why it's passing off these really weird strings. String is just a line of text. Okay, so I think what's going on Okay, we gotta close that because we're gonna run it in debug mode. So those who have looked at the masteries recently saw that they have really weird descriptions. Namely, they have this like huge list of current XP, blah 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 stuff going on. And for whatever reason, it's adding all of the current XPs of all the masteries to every mastery description, which it shouldn't be. It should just only be adding it to one per. So we'll find out why it's doing that. And we shouldn't have to go into battle for this. Okay, so first one says, okay, that's right.
And do you mind full screening Game Maker?
There you go.
Cool. Is it possible for you to zoom in a little?
I guess so. Actually, this is in the debugger, so I don't think I can.
Oh.
Now it's drawing normally. Don't know why.
Oh. And then Roasted has to go, but thank you so much for joining, dude.
Yep, thanks for stopping by as always.
Also, he said that your code is very clean.
Ah, thank you. Well, that was a nice other easy fix. We don't have to do anything else now because it worked.
All right, and then I'm ready to.
Oh, it's back.
Oh.
It's back.
Never mind. Are you
Yeah,
still
why
in
is it?
debug mode? Yeah, you are. Okay.
Yeah, so it's real funny. Um, hmm. Well, I think I know what's going on. I was trying to be clever with it here.
What do you think is going on?
I think it was just like constantly adding this value to it for some reason, which I'm still not sure exactly why. I was hoping I wouldn't have to mess with it too much, but we'll just do this. Okay, we don't need to be in debug mode for now.
All right. I fiddled around with it enough. We are now full screened as much as we can. He does a lot of moving in and out between the code and testing, so it kind of makes it easier to just have to show his full screen instead of zooming in. And we can still make out all of the little bits and pieces. So that's great. So we'll just keep it like this. Okay. And you're still having the error, right?
Yep, so I think the problem was that it was every step it was adding to the string for some reason, even though it's not supposed to.
Huh.
But I'm just changing it so that it makes a fresh new string that it combines multiple things from so that there's nothing being like added on consecutively or whatever. And that should fix it. So we shouldn't need this anymore.
Testing time. Let's go. Man, I'm really happy that it's getting lighter outside.
It's been dark for a while.
Yeah. Yeah, I looked up some weird winter solstice stuff because we used to do some very strange rituals, apparently. And one of the things,
Like we as in like humans, you mean?
humans, yeah. I mean, we do strange stuff. Period. That's a given. But as a whole, humanity as a whole, there's this thing where you burn a Yule log, so Yule, and you write down on parchment, apparently, what you want to let go of, and then you throw it in the fire on the Yule log fire, and it's the whole theme of the winter solstice is turning darkness into light and letting things go. So I thought that was a very interesting ritual. I would like to annually burn things. That sounds like a fun ritual. Okay, did it
Well,
work?
I think so. It's not causing the same problem anymore. So
And then we do have a new person who joined. Um so just a recap, what was the issue you were solving?
the issue I was solving was that there was this really weird issue with the tooltips for mastery, so for like unit masteries, and it was showing for whatever reason the current XP like a bunch of times. So rather than showing it just once, like showing how much you have out of the current XP, it was showing like 18, 20 times. And I found out it was because I thought I was being clever with some code and it instead was adding the same snippet to it over and over again. But I thought I disabled it, or at least I thought I fixed it, but it didn't fix it. So I just removed it and added it in a more manual way. That's just like more surefire. So
Gotcha. Yeah.
yep. So now they're showing normally, but I need to make sure that they work on level ups as well because I think in the level up menu I use the same system, so I need to double check that.
Okay, so we're gonna have to reenact the level up.
Yeah, the first thing I'm going to go do is the level up menu first.
Okay. Just for Sholay.
No, no, it's there's a specific object that controls the level up menus.
Oh, okay.
So it should be under the new mastery selection. Okay. So I should have included. Okay, Dropbox sized. Weapon masteries. Okay, so yeah, so I just show, in this case, I was lazier with this one, so it shouldn't have that same problem. I just don't even add the experience, current experience, which maybe it might be useful to add that as well.
Okay. And sorry, can you zoom in again?
This is how far?
Yeah, that's a lot better. That's a lot better. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, so it's kind of like a more simple version here, which I could spruce it up a little bit, which I may as well, I guess. It's gonna go back and forth, sorry.
Okay. Yep. So you've got master text as a variable, where you kind of concatenate a bunch of items. Oh, wait, actually. Okay, yeah, you just plopped it into there.
Yep.
So are you replacing detail?
No, I'm replacing this right here. This is too big.
Yeah, so
We're
value.
replacing this right here, global mastery description. So
Mm-hmm.
this is just a basic string that I use for the descriptions of the masteries that it can be found anywhere, right? But I want to show specifically that this person also has a certain amount of mastery built up already, right? So if they're picking a mastery, they want to be able to look at it and be like, oh, is this already close to having enough experience? Then I don't want to pick it for this free mastery point, right? So it's gonna, like you said, concatenate. It's gonna concatenate that description that we have, and then it's gonna add on current XP. Um, we do need this unit's mastery. It's an instance in this case. The instance being you level up. It's the unit that's leveling up. And that should do it. So we're just gonna put back in this spot.
Oh, gotcha. And you're using a drawer.
Yeah. So this is this is a drawer event,
Okay.
and it goes through 3 rows. So we just gotta do it 3 times. And we should be using J, which we are. So we don't have to change any variables in all these arrays and whatnot. But now we do have to test out to make sure that it works on a unit that gets a mastery. So we're going to do that next. And it might break, so we'll just see.
Hey, we like breaking things. It's Break a Wednesday.
That is why we call it.
So how was your week, Tony?
So I've been getting a lot done, but there was a lot to do, and I kind of underestimated how many new characters I added in this current chapter. There's a lot actually, and so it would be fun to do a little, just kind of, I don't know, just a video of all the new faces that are showing up, because there's a lot of them,
Nice.
and some of them will not have all the items that I want just yet. Not all of them are implemented, or all the spells, but I'm getting enough done that I can be happy with it. I'm trying to do like I set my heights for a lot, right? And then I try and get as many as I can in, and then I just like be okay with not having like 7 different spells they can pick from, right? Because in the end, Why did they need that many?
Well, also you want to make everything important enough to be used. Like if you create something
Right. So I'm prioritizing, right? So I make a list of things I want, and then I
exactly.
prioritize the most important ones.
Exactly. Yeah, it's always difficult to stop yourself, right, from overcreating. And then also, since you're an artist, I'm sure it's really easy to create more and more pretty things. And just balancing that out with getting your programming done. Also, I gotta say, I really like that colorful mastery icon.
Yeah. All right. So I don't know if there's any units that are close to masteries. Okay, India is. So I don't have to wait forever for this one. Blah 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 blah.
Okay, the Shudra Guardian skill. Whenever I see that, I'm always like, Shudra Woodakun. I can't help it.
Yeah, every single fantasy word gets made fun of eventually.
Yeah, well, my favorite fantasy word.
Oh, it working just the way we like it.
Okay,
So,
perfect. Nice, nice, nice.
yep, yep, yep. Sweet.
Yeah, my favorite fantasy word is Oliphant from Tolkien.
Not even a fantasy word.
Oliphant. Yes. My
Well, we
favorite.
fixed those two things, which is nice.
Yeah.
Don't know what else we can do in 5 minutes.
Yeah, we can so I'm really curious about um just maybe like a small bug we can fix together here. So perhaps we could do that cuz I've been really excited for that. And we had like a few technical difficulties in the very beginning anyways, so um we can extend the time a little bit.
Sure. So I did the few little bugs that I wanted to get through at least.
Nice, yeah.
Um, we could look through the Jira and see if there's a specific thing we want to try out.
Ooh, I can I pick one?
Sure. May not be easy, but you could pick it.
Okay. All right. I'll get more attached if I pick it. Oh, you know what? We could add like a placeholder thingy for secrets. Like have like a simple icon at least for this
Sure, we
showing
could just
now.
like change it so that the secrets show up when you select the unit.
Um it's the bit where if you're going through the map and you see the little sparkly dust that you can hover
Oh,
over
that
it
shows what's in it.
and it shows what's in it. Yeah. Just by mousing over it.
Right. Yeah, that might require making a menu, but
Mm.
we could here let's take a look. We might be able to just like really quickly copy a menu. My worry is that like okay, so if we do that right, I want to make it so that it just shows icons. It doesn't show like names and whatnot. It would just show like a list of icons of things that are in it.
Right, yeah. Okay, so let's not pick that one.
It wouldn't be too hard to do, really.
Yeah, but there's so much we can work on. That one I'm just really excited for. Okay, so let's do. Oh, have you done your unit spawning yet? For I guess that's more chapter 3.
For chapter 3. I mean, yeah, I'm working on that,
Okay.
which we could do.
That might be fun. Cuz that's when you're actually picking the units for chapter 3.
Yeah, so like lots of them are spawning, but I need to make sure that they're spawning with the right information. Um, and so some of them are, some of them probably are not.
Holy crud. Whenever I take a look at this map, I'm like, yes, an actual siege is going on. There's so many units on there. I had to ask Tony if that was the actual like map because we have a dev room where you can place units just to test them and see the different kinds of colored sprites and stuff like that. But yeah, that's the actual map, right? Like you're against quite a few forces by chapter 3.
Yeah, so we may as well show what it looks like. Because I have the, like, scene, sequence, and everything ready. Of course, it's a work in progress, so there will be a few funny things like, oh, where'd all those cavaliers just disappear to? It's because they get put back in. Alright, so here's chapter 3. We got our intro sequence with our lord. Lenoa shows up. We're just going to skip through the dialogue real quick because I don't want to be ruining it for anyone. So these are like scene units. So we show just like disposable scene units that kind of represent that they're assembling, right? But they're not meant to stick there forever. Then it moves over here, talking with these guys. There's a missing unit, so that's where the black anonymous face comes up from. And then we get our first look at Les.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, I love Les's character's design, and it's actually one of the backer characters.
Yep, that's our first backer character.
Yeah,
Got
she
our
looks
Quen
pretty
locket,
cool.
potion, some spells. Pretty cool. Okay, so yeah, we got a ton of units here, right? I mean, there's a lot going on. So what do we need to fix? Um, so a lot of these guys are going to follow Ashava here. So we need to, for one, attach them to her as followers. Um, I may not do all of them as followers because that might be even a lot for her. But I don't have technically a limit I can do, so could do that. And then you do the same for Malik here. So Malik is leading all these druids and warriors as well, and so I need to attach to them. I think these guys already have their AI ready, and I don't know about these guys here. So that's just what it looks like for now. We also got some other people hanging out up here. We got Calibran, who was our latest sprite addition. His mug is up there now. He's got all of his abilities too, as well as their father and his sister. So all sorts of cool stuff going on. And they'll have another scene. They're just not in the intro. And then there's the defenders. So defenders also need to be following Veer here. So this guy is leading them. And I need to fix these guys too. They have the wrong sprites. So I gotta do all sorts of stuff.
Well, I think that's a fantastic note to end on then.
Sure,
Just a
yeah.
small little reveal of chapter 3 and what you've been working on for the past few weeks here. The map looks great, and I also really like the forests being orange.
Yeah, so it might change a little bit. It's probably going to be a little orange. It's supposed to be yellow actually, because the forests of this region are like nice and yellow.
I
They're like
mean,
almost maples. But I'm gonna actually add in different types of trees too, so that we get a mix.
yeah, get a variation in there. Like if you flocked in yellow.
Hmm.
Uh, Also, are you push to talk or are you?
I'm push to talk.
Okay.
I might have just held it down while you were talking.
Okay. But yeah, if you just add in flecks of yellow, that might actually make the forest pop a little more, give it some depth. Um, but I really do like that it's orange because it's a little bit more complementary. Or well, actually, I think
It helps you recognize that, oh, these are forests for one.
well, it just like gives it a fantasy look, to be honest.
Yeah. We can even test out to make sure that we can position our unit.
Nice. Yeah, I like how they come out of the gate there.
Yep, and if we deselect, they go back in.
Nice. Get out of here. Get out of here. Nice. Well, cool. Thanks for showing that.
Yep. Thanks for showing up, everybody who came to check it out. And yeah, just so you know, you will have an army. So we have some army units here. Oh, but it broke. So whoopsies. I'll
To
have to
be
check that
continued.
out later. What's the problem? Object unknown, unit level. Not set before we. Okay, whatever.
Well, we'll address that this next Wednesday if it's still out there. But
Yeah, hopefully by then I'll have fixed it because
oh, I'm sure you
I'm
will.
gonna be working with that next week, anyways.
Yeah, you're pretty quick about that. Also, you're showing your Discord.
Womp.
But yeah, thank you so much for joining us, everybody, and we'll see you next week for Record Wednesday. And then we also have our Speakers Sunday this upcoming Sunday, both on the Discord and YouTube Live.
What are we doing for Speaker Sunday? We just going over the sprint?
Oh, actually, we might have. That's right. It's gonna be New Year's. So it's.
We may not do it then.
Yeah, it depends. We still need to figure out like our family's plans and stuff like that. But yeah.
We might do something like we did last time, where we just like talk on the drive there.
Yeah, I think so. Like if we have to do some traveling for New Year's, we'll do a quick update. And maybe we'll even make it live via our phone. So, but yeah, thanks for joining us, everybody, and we'll see you next time.
Bye bye.